When Montrealer Carlos Andrades went back to his native Cuba in March to visit his mother, he and his Canadian-born children and grandchild were confronted at their hotel.
They went to the hotel I was in Cuba in order to give me an appointment by a military woman.
Andrades was ordered to go to a detention center where he met this interrogator, Colonel Luis Morales, who presented him with evidence of his participation in opposition rallies and social media postings critical of communist rule, a crime in Cuba.
So you are against the war because you are not in Canada.
Andrades was allowed to leave Cuba with his daughters.
And I had to say bye to my mother. It was not that easy. A week later, I see that.
That was the first of 2 YouTube videos posted by an account linked to Cuban state security that included scenes of Andrades' interrogation. It named Andrades and 12 other Cuban Montrealers as conspirators trafficking cocaine from Colombia to Canada, using their businesses to smuggle the drugs across eastern Canada and the U.S. Named as the head of the organization is Maximo Morales, a businessman who 30 years ago was a major drug trafficker.
Coke in proportions Montreal police have never seen before.
Convicted in Montreal's largest ever cocaine seizure. Morales used the millions of dollars he made working with the Medellin cartel in the 1980s to finance training camps for the Cuban opposition in the Everglades. 3 decades later, he says, his life has changed and his businesses are legitimate. None of these other guys have any police record at all, he says, only me, and I've been pardoned. The men worry that the campaign against them could go further. Tito Cardenas owns a dance studio. He's worried someone will plant cocaine in the business.
I went to the police and I said, look, I'm afraid that they put something in my house.
But CSIS, the RCMP, and local police all said there was nothing they could do.
We feel that the Canadian government has been naive. Those kinds of regimes, they don't stay in their borders.
The Cuban embassy didn't respond to questions about the case, and neither did Canada's Department of Public Safety or Global Affairs. As for the 13 Montrealers, they say they plan to continue campaigning for change in Cuba. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.